Welcome to Vintage Coin Op Restorations and our latest project. Here we have a corner crane. Can't say I've ever seen one before, so we're going to say this is a very, very special machine. For starters, we're just going to do a quick walk around the unit. Apologize for the space here. We usually do our videos in our warehouse, but with all the stuff going on since the last Chicagoland show, in this curved glass that we have on top here, rather have this here in the guest bedroom as opposed to the warehouse. Let's take a quick look in the back. Back of the cabinet, all original. Really don't see any work done back here. And when I say work, meaning you see sometimes extra holes and stuff drilled in the back of the cabinet when operators change things. So back here it's nice to see that really nothing has been done. As I come up on the top, you can also see that's pretty much all original. Up on top there we see a switch that's probably the on and off switch for the lights on the machine. We do have some bolts coming through there, and I haven't even looked inside the machine just yet. Most likely that's probably a spot for a motor at one time. So we walk around here. Up on the top of this machine you see a beautiful carved floral pattern, and you're going to find that on the left and right of the machine. The wood that I'm looking at, not sure exactly what it is. I'm going to say it's some sort of a soft hardwood, so it could be in the neighborhood of a poplar, an ash. As I look at the stain, there's a lot of graining. The stain was pretty thick, and it's got a lot of coats on it, so it's kind of hard to tell. But we will soon find out. Now, as for the manufacturer of this machine, can't be 100% on it, but if you've watched our videos, we did at one time acquire two French novelty machines, and one was a novelty rotary machine, and the other one was a crane. And they both were French, as we would say this one is also. But the company was a Bonzini and Sempranzi manufacturer. So when I saw this the first time, I thought exactly, here we go, we have another one, and that this would just be a corner unit. But if you look really close, the B for Bonzini is the same B that I saw on my other machine, but if you look also, you got a G in there. That's very clear to be a G. And now that just threw my whole theory right out the window. So who is the G? Not sure, but we're going to do a little research. As for what it says on top of the machine, the best translation I got from that is something like the real deal, or the best of the best. So that might be their, insignia saying, this crane is, very special, the best of the best. Now, as you look at this plate, it's hard to tell a lot of things. Obviously, we have 4 holes here on the top that someone drilled. We have no pictures at this time to find out exactly what was there, or maybe those holes were done afterwards. But it's obviously that the Phillips screw heads there are not original, and we'll have to do a little more investigation on that. The plate and this handle on top is all original, but I do see a switch here. Not sure exactly what that actually does, but there is some patina around the switch, so that might be your button to release the claw. And obviously the one on the bottom here is probably for your direction of the entire crane. And we have a plugged up hole here. So all these things we're going to address one at a time when the restoration begins. On the bottom you have a matching, they would call it a crotch, where you have 4 pieces of veneer that are sliced from the same piece, but then put on diagonal. So the one here on the left is its perfect mirror image on the right. I do apologize for the light, but you can see the one there in the top left is the mirror image to the bottom there. And it looks pretty much intact. I don't see too much lifting, though there is a lot of cracking on the surface. So we do have some areas that we need to look into. But in overall, pretty good condition for the year that this was probably made. I'm going to guess probably early 1930s. As you see on the bottom here, the feet, those are original, and those are pretty much identical to the Bonzini and Sempronzi legs that I've seen, and also the same ones that you see for the American version of the Crane. You see that identical leg. All right, so let's take a look inside, see what we have here. Well, kind of a neat little thing. We'll talk about the door here. This is very typical of the early 1930s cabinets, arcade cabinets, and plywood in general. What this is called lumber core. And if you look really close, you can actually see that the center of the wood door is solid wood with plywood around the outside. And you see that with just a quick game that you might be familiar with would be the Evans 10 Strike, where you have that beautiful wood cabinet with the little mannequin bowling, and you got this big plywood cabinet, and all the wood sometimes is peeling, and it's just because that is the way, way they did it. And the veneer over time, because it was all put together with hide glue, pulled apart, and that's why you always have that peeling. But the machines stay intact because look at the lumber inside it. It's still pretty strong. Well, enough of that, and we'll go to the actual mechanism in here. Well, like I said, we saw them screws in the back of the cabinet come through, and there they are. What they do, we're not sure, but like I said, in fact, I can see it up on top. I'm not sure if everyone else can, but there is a motor up there, and it's a support bracket. As you're coming down here, you've got another motor, and of course it was not supposed to be on this little makeshift wood platform. And let's see what that's driving. Well, that's going to be driving your crane itself. Now the Coinmech, however, that does look original and typical of the time period. But in the bottom of the box I see another part. And it would be another chute of some sort, which would possibly be just somewhere down the line they changed the money amount, so it had to have a different slide. So we'll look into that. Yeah, and then let's look at this transformer. I'm gonna guess transformer also is probably not original, just because I would see a lot more patina around those feet, and they would probably all be screwed in. And you can tell that the far left doesn't have a screw, the bottom over there has a wrong screw, and there is no screw in the rear. A lot of electric tape. Oh, there you go. I'm not sure what that is back there, but we got some red electric tape around something. Let's take a look inside. Otherwise, the inside itself seems to be all the original parts. Very interesting. For the years that this machine was running, there's no doubt that things broke, and at the time they need this thing on location to make money. So they did their best, and they really didn't do a bad job because only a couple things are questionable. They needed a motor, and we do have a very old motor, and so we just need to do a little research, or maybe rebuild that platform correctly so it doesn't look like that. Though being French, obviously we have different electrical requirements, and I thought I'd just kind of play around with it, and if it had a plug, kind of plug it in to see what's going on, check some outlets, but it is all still original, and it is set up for a European inserts where you have them, they're round instead of flat. Up on the bottom here, looks like we have the locking mechanism to open the front door. All the gears here that control the crane seem to be in excellent shape, and for being aluminum, they look like they're in very good condition. Even the brass gears they don't look like to be missing any teeth. So that's really good. Come around back here. We do have a new lock that's been put in place there. Okay, now as we come up here, the finish on this door. At one time, these are supposed to be a lot of bling. You'd walk up to this and not only, it'd be screaming at you, come and play me. It just would look absolutely beautiful. So I would say all of this had been at one time nickel plated, or it wouldn't be chrome, it'd be nickel plated. So as I come around here, just in the back, you can catch a glimpse of how shiny that was at one time. And as you come around to the front, now you're starting to see the bronze, or depending on some techniques, I know my plater always puts acid copper on the base and then nickel plates. But here you got the outside's been polished and cleaned, and God only knows what else for years, and you have what you see here is brass. So originally that was all nickel plated and was shiny like a mirror. And as you come in the inside, you can actually see some of that finish still gleaming. So all this interior would have been all shiny, and I think someone made some verticals there, because it wouldn't be pulled so far away from the glass. You would not be able to see it. Now the glass itself is, with no doubt, original silver glass. It's a beautiful piece there. That's something I would, even though it has some blemishes, I would work around that. I would not change any of that. Now the crane itself, all original. There we would probably polish what is aluminum, because this was never plated, but you can tell that the crane itself was plated, because as it comes around and it bangs around in here, you can see where it started to chip the corners, and underneath that it's all brass. Here's a detail of the carved floral pattern, and kind of a nice little detail here right on the top in the center. Got the number 25. Well, there you have it. We will probably do many videos of this machine as we complete it, but just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of this awesome corner crane. If you have one of these cranes for sale, we would be definitely interested in purchasing it from you. If you have one that needs to be restored, please give us a call. We're located in Chicago, Illinois. Our phone number is area code 630-624-7466. Thanks for watching.